So my I'm skipping the line to answer a particular question that I've gotten from a very beautiful person. Thank you so much for this question. I'm paraphrasing, but the question was stating my influence in this person's life and the sentiment they have for me, which is very high and very appreciated. The fact that you would want a child to grow up like me is one of the greatest honors that I could possibly receive. And I truly hope you know how much that touched me. Thank you. And this person asked if I ever feel shaded, if I ever feel like I got the short end of the stick when it comes to what I give others versus what I receive. And how does that make me feel? How do I handle that if that's the case? The short answer is yes. The short answer is I think that a lot of people are consumed with themselves. And I can empathize with that because I've been there. I was stuck in my own perspective growing up. Very difficult to see the perspective of those who I felt were hurting me. And through meditation and through care, I liberated myself from that, or I like to think. And so ultimately now when I feel that same way, there are people that I have distanced myself from, not out of lack of interest or lack of care, but for a development of perspective. Sometimes less is more. And ultimately, I know that they are me. And so I can't judge them. It's funny, one of the questions I dislike answering the most these days is, how are you doing? I was telling my friend this because most people, when they answer that, or when they ask that, they really mean, what are you doing? They want to know all the ins and outs of what's going on in your world, which is fine. But you can have a lot going on and be in a bad place. You can have a little going on, almost nothing, and be in a really good place. I think people are less concerned with the how and more concerned with the what. I think people have become more concerned with things rather than people. Results rather than our state of being. And there's only so much of that my esteem can tolerate. And my response to it is usually silence. Because I'm most inclined, whether a good thing or a bad thing or selfishly, I'm most inclined to people I can hurt with. Isn't that strange to say? People I can weep with. Because it's easy to be around somebody when everything's good. But there's certain people I can laugh with while they're puking on the track from going one more lap. Or I'm walking 35 miles to Atlanta and they're like, you're almost there. Keep going. I believe in you. Just a full acceptance of who I am, where I am with myself, and what I've decided to become. People you can walk the journey with. And I find that rarer and rarer as the days go by. I've been around plenty of people that I'm super proud of. I'm thankful for their success, and there's a disconnect. Because that same energy, that same support, that same congratulation isn't reciprocated if I'm struggling. Who do you know can applaud a person for struggling? But I get it because I don't expect too many people to understand this, but this is why I'm making this video nonetheless. I chant and applaud when I wake up because although I struggle, I have liberated myself from suffering. No external circumstance can define me. I am a sovereign, liberated being. And there's nothing more I could wish for in this world other than the liberation of the rest of humanity. I recently left my job, like months ago, at a restaurant because I no longer wanted to support the meat industry. And I thought I was doing this for the animals. But the more and more that I interact with human beings, I realize we're the ones suffering. The fact that we can do the things that we do to other beings, to other people, to ourselves, shows that there is something hurting inside of us that needs to be healed. So I spend nights praying for the animals I used to walk past, the carcasses that are just things as people go on about their day, doing the things that are infinitely more important than life. But I have to double down those prayers for humanity's sake. For we're all gonna die. I know that sounds bleak, but when you show me somebody, who's skipped the grave, I would love to meet them. That is something that we share. It's a matter of how we go out. And I'm gonna do everything that I can to leave this planet, to leave you all better than I found it, better than I found you. That's all I could ask for. And I can't expect anyone to hold that same sentiment. All I can give is perspective. The same thing that helped liberate me from my own suffering. I hope that answers the question.